All right, it's episode 20 time of our 30 days of Marvel Rivals education series. So we are officially 2/3 of the way through our series. I say this every video, but guys, thank you for all the amazing support. I can't stress that enough. Thank you so much. So you don't really need 30 eliminations every single match to carry, but sometimes the smartest player is really the real MVP of the team. So we're going to be talking about soft carrying today and how you can help your team win more without really fragging out every single match. So what is a soft carry? A soft carry is a player who is consistent, who is consistently taking good fights, enables teammates, and stabilizes the chaos. So really what it comes down to is how consistent can they be throughout the entire match, and that is what's really important. They're the glue of the team. They're not flashy, but massively important. For any sports fans out there, it's basically like the San Antonio Spurs. They're not flashy in the slightest, but hey, look, they are effective. I mean, look at Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, all them. Look, that is effectiveness, but it's not flashy, and that is what we're going to be talking about today. So I want to give a few examples of some soft carry plays, that way you understand what I'm talking about. Basically, if you're like a tank, holding space to deny flanks and protecting the backline, kind of, if you're like a secondary tank like Thing, but also peeling for your supports instead of chasing an elimination. That is a great way to help your overall team out. Peeling for your supports, I say this so often, like I'm kind of tired of how often I say this, but it's just true. It's so true what I'm talking about. Peeling for your supports is one of the best forms of carrying that you can do. That way you can keep your supports alive, and they can keep you and the rest of the team alive as well. So always guys, peel for your supports, because that's not going to show up on the leaderboard, but that being said, that is going to show up on the replays, I guess, if anybody wants to watch those. But really what's important is that right there. Also, saving ultimates when they're actually needed and not just available. I have a few different videos on different aspects of ultimates, whether it's ultimate discipline or other parts of it. It's when they're actually needed is when they're good. If you just throw them out constantly just because you have them, no, bad, no. But when they're actually needed and when they're used in an amazing team fight and you're really checking it out and just taking over because of it, I'm telling you, that is the way to go. Also, making smart rotations and arriving first to the objective, that is huge as well. Rotations are a huge part of this game. It's all about positional awareness when it comes to this game, and also calling to regroup with pings or just talking it out with your team. That is a great way as well, because these are all examples of different things you can do in the game that don't necessarily show up on the stat sheet at the end of the match or mid-match. These are all things that you do to hold your team together and give them the necessary tools to succeed, and really just enabling your team for success, more or less. So how do soft carries exactly win games? These players create win conditions, basically, and we have a video on win conditions as well. So how do they create win conditions? They do it through tempo control, which is basically being able to control how the fight's going, being able to control how fast your team's going in, how much damage you're kind of taking in as well by either being passive, whether you're being aggressive, things like that. Tempo control is very important. Also, ultimate economy is a massive, yeah, I said massive way to go when it comes to winning fights or being able to think ahead to upcoming fights as well, not just the one that you're in right now. Ultimate economy is huge for that, because they are able to just stall out ultimates so that you have at least one or two every single fights. That is a great way to be able to win an entire round or match, is by using your ultimates smart and not just because you have them. And another great way is through team awareness. If you understand, hey, your team is a little bit weak in the backline, and if you're like a tank or an anti-dive character, stay with those characters. That way you can help them if they do get dived, or if they're just taking a little bit too much pressure, or if you're in the front line, they're taking a little bit too much poke, just stuff like that. You have to be aware of what your team's doing, and you also have to be aware of their weaknesses as well. And if you can overcome those weaknesses and help your teammates out where they are struggling, that is how you win matches like that as well. Players like that trade flashy, kind of like TikTok plays. I always talk about TikTok plays. To me, TikTok plays are like the Spider-Mans that you see on TikTok, or the Black Panthers, where it's like, yeah, this is really fast and like really insane movement, but how much is it helping the actual match or the team? It's just stuff like that talk about. So if they trade flashy TikTok plays for effective wins and effective plays as well, that stack wins over time. So how exactly can you build these soft carry habits? Start with this mindset. How can I help my team win this fight even if I don't get the credit? How many times have you guys been in a match where you're like, oh, this was insane, and you get like a 6K play, and then like somebody on your team was like, yeah, but did anybody see me like set up this thing on the left to help you set up for that 6K? Like, that happens all the time, and it is one of those things where I'm like, all right, cool, like you didn't need to say it out loud, I appreciate you, but look, cool, like good try. So it's start with that mindset to be like, how can I help my team win this fight, right? Like, you don't need to get the credit every single time. For me, what's really important is at the end of the match, when it says victory or defeat, that's what's important. I don't care if I'm MVP every match. I don't care if I'm getting all these flashy, insane plays. As long as it says victory at the end, that's what I'm going for. Watch the kill feed as well, and objective timers, not just your target, because at the end of the day, I say this a lot as well, this is an objective based game that is time sensitive. So going for eliminations, yeah, that's good because you'll be able to capture or defend your objective longer and more easily. But that being said, the longer that you can stall out, or the quicker you can get it, you know, depending on what kind of game mode you're in, that is what's really important, because you don't really need to worry about your targets all the time. What it really matters is that objective and securing that as quickly as possible. Also, look for plays that save teammates as well, or enable combos too, because what you can do with that, what I've started doing recently that I am absolutely obsessed with, and I try to do it every single time I'm against one, is every time I have a support ult on my team, the enemy Magneto ultimates as well to try and cancel out that support ultimate, right? I'm sure you guys have seen that too. So what I've started to do is, as Namor, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can block Magneto ultimate with Namor bubble. So what I do a lot of the times now is I'll go up and I'll block that Magneto shot whenever I can to save my supports, because they can't really defend themselves when they're in the middle of that. And how are you going to be there as a player not helping the people that are supposed to be there helping you? So try to think about that as well. Always ask, if I do this, am I helping stabilize, or am I just taking a risk just to feel important? Think about that and really put that into your mindset the next time you play, because that's one of those things that I started thinking about and I've started understanding with my gameplay. That's really made me understand, wow, I can win a lot more matches because of this. So for each role, I want to give you a few ways that you can soft carry as well. So for tank, what you want to do is anchoring the tempo, peeling for flankers, and zoning off space. All of those are great ways to be able to help your team. Anchoring the tempo, you basically control the speed at which the fight is going. Peeling for flankers, I mean, that's pretty obvious. I've said this all the time. And then zoning off space, taking space as a tank is very important, and that is one of your biggest jobs. So make sure you're doing that. For support, saving ultimates, relocating safely, and prioritizing heals based upon impact is the best way to go as well. For that basically means when the certain DPS on the other team are about to ult, that is a good time for you to ultimate as well, or find cover. The best way that you can help out your team is by staying alive or using your ultimate strategically as well. Don't just panic ultimate. Don't just use your ultimate because you're like, oh no, I'm low health. Like, try and think, like, is this gonna help bait out ultimates? Like, what is this supposed to do? Or for DPS, securing follow-up eliminations. Like, if you see that your tanks have gotten somebody to like half health, boom, pounce on that, help them. Do not initiate ego dives. Like, the amount of times that I've seen like Spider-Man duels midair, like halfway across the map, I'm like, bro, what are you guys doing? Like, we're supposed to be a team and you guys are just over there just like doing your own thing, like making out. Like, bro, can you guys like calm down? Or providing pressure from safe angles as well. If you can provide pressure to the enemy team, whether it's the enemy supports, tanks, or DPS, you are doing your job as a DPS and you're doing it great. So soft carrying is how smart players climb through quiet, consistent gameplay. Like, you don't need to be flashy every single time. I'm telling you, you will have impact even if you don't see it on the scoreboard. That is how you take over lobbies, I promise you. So guys, thank you so much to everybody who's watched this video. I probably won't be able to respond to all the comments in this one right away because I am out on a quick 24-hour visit to somewhere in the country. I don't really want to get into specifics, but thank you guys so much. I really can't stress enough how much I appreciate you guys watching these videos. It's been absolutely amazing. The reception that I've seen for these videos has been nothing short of phenomenal. So guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.